Hey YouTube, how are you doing? Kaleigh wants to ask a question. She asked me a question, so I told her she needs to ask you guys and put it in the comments and see if you can answer her question. Anyway, okay, Kaleigh, what's your question?
Why did Joe Biden and John Ossoff raise taxes since the British and the colonists signed a treaty that states that there are no more high taxes, and they already went through war for about 7 years of that because the colonists did not like that. So they threw thousands of tons of tea in the ocean because they were mad at the British, and the tea cost a lot because they would put taxes on everything. So if y'all have an answer, comment below.
And where'd you come up with this question? And I didn't ask you, you asked me, right?
Yes.
Why do you, I mean, is it because he's coming over your YouTube on commercials talking about things?
He pays people to get on there because it's his name and he wants people to hear his name, so he pays them to put it on there. Because it comes on every time I play a stupid game.
Okay, so you have to hear about them raising taxes and stuff.
All the time. It's Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. All the time.
Okay, well now, all right. Now, why do you think that Joe Biden and John Ossoff want to raise taxes? I'm just curious of your opinion.
Well, I wouldn't be telling them the answer, but that is okay. The reason I think they would is because Joe Biden and him are raising taxes because they are hiding millions of money behind people so they don't know, but they actually are gathering money and closing many hospitals. So Corona is getting worse.
Is that what you think?
Yes, because it's told me.
It's what?
Because I know, because I've studied this at school.
They taught you that at school?
Yes. At school, we read big papers like this big, and it's all about it, and then we answer questions about it. And I do enjoy it because we highlight stuff, and I know how to make a rainbow highlighter. That's not the only reason I like it. I like reading about it because it's actually interesting because there's a lot to learn about that. We watched a movie on it, and we learned about it on paper. And I love learning about the colonists in Great Britain. But the colonists are actually Americans now because they made their own nation.
That's right. So, who do you think would make the best president?
Donald Trump.
That's not because of what we think. That's because just what you think.
Everyone thinks it.
No.
Almost 90%.
You've got family members that don't think that, but you still think that that's your opinion?
Yes,
because in America, you're entitled to your own opinion on that.
Yes, I think he should be president because he has done a lot for our town in America, and he sent food and money to
We ate
people.
some of that food, didn't we?
Yes. And he has done everything in his power to help us.
He sent us some hot link sausages we ate for breakfast. He actually sent them to your mama, didn't he? But your mama brought them over here, didn't she?
Yes.
Sure did. He sent a box of food to Tina's mother.
I know the whole story of it. First, when Great Britain first comes, well, King George was in charge, so King George raised taxes because he wanted more money, because, you know, he was king and everything, so I would want to be rich too if I was a queen or king. But I wouldn't do that because I don't want to do that because I'm not that kind of person. But he wanted to raise taxes, so he raised taxes on everything plus Great Britain because they had a war for 7 years. I think it was maybe 9 years. I heard about it in a passage.
The American Revolution War?
Yeah, the American Revolutionary War. They fought, and they lowered taxes on everything except British tea. So the colonists ended up sneaking on a boat, and then they threw 90.
Well, how did they not know what kind of people they were? Were they?
They were dressed up as I know what it's called. I just can't remember it good because we read that paper last week. We just started.
Native Americans?
Yes, that. They dressed up as Native Americans and went on the boat. So when everyone was gone, they threw 90,000 tons of tea out into the ocean.
90,000 tons? That's a lot.
Yes, and then it closed the whole entire harbor, so everyone who was out couldn't come back in, and everyone that was in couldn't come back out. So the colonists got super mad at Great Britain and ended up throwing rocks at everyone. And then when they did that, the Great Britain got super mad, so they shot blindly into the crowd. Even people who weren't doing it, they shot. I think it was 3 that were killed and 5 were injured. But
that was all over taxes, right?
Yes.
So you don't like anybody raising taxes like John Ossoff and Joe Biden? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. What I'm saying is that if they are raising taxes, then it could go back to them, but I wouldn't think so because America's a free nation and we have our say-so. And most of it was because they didn't have their say-so in what happened, because they didn't have a choice in what happened, and they thought that was not fair. So they ended up going in the Revolutionary War because,
So you're basically saying that we need to have our own say-so.
Yes.
So we don't need a bunch of people making up a bunch of rules for us that aren't necessary.
We should have our say-so in what we want and what we don't.
I agree.
Because sometimes it won't be the right thing, and we would know, but we couldn't have our say-so in it, so no one would know it.
Well, Kaleigh, I think you're a very smart young lady, and you want to tell everybody good night on YouTube?
Good night, everyone.
And tell them everybody to vote.
And you better vote.
Okay. Say bye, Kaleigh.